Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Milena Landrio and I want to welcome you all to my channel. For those of you returning, I'm very happy to have you back. Um, Yesterday, early morning, I was headed to bed and when I go to bed, I often shut off my phone or shut off certain aspects of my phone to not be disturbed while sleeping. And it was really early in the morning. It was really late when I went to bed. And so I had my glasses off. I need my glasses for reading. And on my phone, I noticed this breaking news, something about Orleans, and I saw the title, Boom. It was blurry, but that's what I made out of it. And I just figured I was going to bed. I didn't need to read some terrifying news before going to sleep. The urgency wasn't something I needed to read at that time. It was something that I needed to be aware of the next day or today for today's reading. So when I looked it up today, I noticed there was a terrorist attack that occurred that took many innocent lives and hurt many people, innocent people. And so this is somehow relevant for today's reading, not necessarily that particular attack or occurrence that occurred, but an attack is what really illuminated from me seeing that message as I was going to bed with my glasses off. So something you might not see coming as I had my glasses off and things were blurry. Things might not seem clear. So something that you might not see coming, something that is not seen clear, and as in a form, an attack. Now, whether this be physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, I don't know. 252 on my timer or on my clock when I began that message. Also, 133 and 99 could also be significant for these messages today. My heart sunk when I read about the terrorist attack. It's just really sad times sometimes that we experience in this life. And I didn't even want to mention any of that, but I understand it's relevant. So even the name Orleans could be significant. So not necessarily where this attack occurred, but maybe where you live there is a part of the city or the place that you live could be with the name Orleans in it, or something to do with the name Orleans. I know where I live there is a part of the city called Orleans, so this could be significant. So some sort of misunderstanding, blurred understanding, something's not being seen quite right. Also, I shut off my phone, so that could also be significance, the shutting off of technology, shutting off of power, shutting off of something could be of significance as well. And then as I started to drift off to sleep, to be honest, I thought I was so tired at this point of the day. It was such a long day for us. And it was one of those nights where which is often, maybe some of you can relate, when you go to bed and you have children and you do all the things for them during the day. And it just feels like you need some sort of quiet time to watch a stupid show or just do something that's just irrelevant, nothing purposeful for your life, but you just feel like you need to close off your brain and just do that. That was one of those nights for me. And yeah, so that could be relevant as well. and I don't know what I started saying, that maybe this is an ADHD thing or a neurodivergent brain thing, which I believe that's the type of brain that I have. I'm not diagnosed, but I do fit the profile. I don't need a diagnosis. But yeah, so yeah, those things could be relevant here. And I don't know why I just told you guys all that. So maybe there's something to do with the diagnosis. Maybe you don't need one. Maybe you know what's up in some sort of circumstance in your life could be relevant. Or in maybe you know someone who's like this could be relevant. Because I don't know why I bother telling you guys that as I'm cleaning my glasses. Okay. And also I'm cleaning my glasses. So maybe cleaning up something, some perspective to see things more clearly, trying to change the angle of perception that you look at, is a really great thing to do. I just really encourage that type of reflection. I know it's been very profound for me when I entertain it, even though I don't want to necessarily entertain it, because we all struggle with that, trying to look at something from all perspectives. But once we do it, we have a clearer perception of a dynamic that's at play. So that could be very relevant for today's message. And then as I was falling asleep, I honestly thought I was going to just be able to fall asleep, but I started to get visions. Spirit wanted me to see something. And I started seeing this color. It was like a beige color, maybe like a murky beige. Could have been like a gray-green based beige. It reminded me of Laffy Taffy or Silly Putty in the texture of it. It's like you could pull it apart. I don't know if you guys have played with Silly Putty or have eaten Laffy Taffy, but when you bite into Laffy Taffy, you could pull it in it, like it really strings and pulls apart. Same with Silly Putty. They're very similar. Don't eat Silly Putty though. So yeah, this material that I was seeing was beige in color. But what I was being showed, and I don't know what it was, but it was this consistency of Silly Putty, and it had all these holes in it, and it was very thick, and it was shiny, like it was like nobody. It's like if you touch Silly Putty with your finger and then let go, the fingerprint that was there would dissolve. It wouldn't stay. Kind of like that. It was like shiny and meticulous looking. And there was holes in it in various sizes and ways, like Swiss cheese is the best way I could describe it. And I looked at it, and although the particular piece that I was seeing looked like it could fit in my hand, I felt like the structure of it was larger than that. I don't know what that means or what that was, but that's what I saw. And then I heard backfire. And I got a sense of the correlation about an attack on somebody. So again, bringing back to the beginning of the channel where I saw the boom and the understanding of something terrible that had occurred. That could be why I had that, but I feel like it's a different association. So some sort of backfire could be coming up for somebody that messed with you. Or is trying to mess with you. And I got the sense that that it was an attack on somebody in particular. So this could resonate with some of you. You might have an understanding of this, or you might be feeling this somehow, some way. I mean, please take it to God to discern the message. Please use your discernment with all my messages. This is a collective message, which means it's for a multitude of people. It may not be as severe as what I'm saying things are here. It could just be some form of understanding that you can relate to in some way, shape, or form, which I don't know because I don't know you. But this is just the downloads that I was receiving, and I'm sharing them with you obediently. I've also been getting lots of signs and symbols regarding just manifestation. So you might be trying to manifest something in your life, Maybe you've been manifesting something for quite some time and you're very excited about these manifestations. There's something that's going to bring immense joy and happiness in someone's heart, is how this feels. And it's something about like you're seeing lots of signs or symbolisms that are just, you may be like, you might see something and be like, oh my God, that reminds me of what I'm trying to manifest. Please know that these could be symbolism, meaning that you're aligned with something. So maybe your manifestations are coming into fruition as you are aligning, whatever the purpose is, whatever the connection is, whatever it is for you. There's some form of alignment. And I feel like when we see these synchronies, I'm not sure if I'm not definitely not saying that word right. No, it's not even close. Synchronicities, maybe that's better. When we see these in life, it's just a very telling affirmation in a way, especially when you have that same feeling you get when you try to manifest what this is, or you have this big dream that you want to manifest in your life, and just the amount of love and hope and desire and joy that you have in your heart just sings volumes. This is the energy it's giving. It's something that's going to make your heart sing. It's very beautiful energy, and I feel like that is something that's significant for somebody here to hear. And then when I was like listening to my playback of my recordings, I thought the recording was done. And then all of a sudden at the end, I'm like, there's like this little last bit of a laugh. And it's funny because I don't even remember doing that. I don't even know, like, I don't recall doing that in the message. So there's like a little laugh at the end that was far away from the major part of the message. Like there was like a long space of silence before this laugh showed up, and it was like a half laugh. And then my phone cut off. And so there could be some sort of surprise awareness regarding a phone or some form of a connection and or a recording, and someone who gets the last laugh. This may be you. So something to do with that is significant. Now today, excuse me guys, my throat just immediately starts to act up when I do a message. So somebody doesn't want me speaking at all, it seems, in any of my messages, but I'm still going to speak regarding whatever it is that I need to bring forth. So for those of you watching me who don't want me to speak, you could suck it up, because I'm going to continue to speak. So today, something to do with gallbladder became very prevalent in my awareness. So you could be experiencing this type of pain. And now what I felt was under the rib cage, upper right rib cage, and it was like a slight pain, not even a pain, really. It was just an awareness that I was getting of somebody having this experience. But for somebody who has this experience, I feel like the pain could be excruciating, or it could build into excruciating pain. Something that could be a factor, like contributing to the understanding that this is what's going on, is you could have itchy skin. You might have some confusion, maybe a loss of appetite, or you're feeling nauseous. You could also have dark urine, as well as light colored stools. There could have been an experience of rapid heartbeat in the days leading into whenever this pain occurred, and also a blood pressure drop. These are all symptoms and signs, correlations to gallbladder attacks, or some sort of attack or something with the gallbladder. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm sure it'll come up in the read. I'm also going to check my channel here before we go into it, I think today, for some of these. We'll see how spirit guides me, but I feel like there's something like that going on. Also, I was asked for an address. Sorry, address, not address. An address. And when I looked it up, or when I went to state it, what was interesting was this area code that came into my awareness that I really had no idea why it was coming up. And And I was told that the area code is not necessarily what's significant here. It's the space. So what Spirit brought into my awareness was this piece of land that was for sale. And this particular piece of land resides within the constructs of recognized societal difficulties. And over the decades that I have personally known this particular area, I have seen it come together in strides to combat the discord of societal constructs within their community, within their community's connections, whether that being like connecting the youth together to gain insight on each other to form some sort of harmonious movement forward, for health, connect some healthy constructs and health and well-being as well, associated with living vibrantly and living connected in a more harmonious way. I've personally seen this particular area that came up do this. Yet the labels, such as lower income, shady dealings, an impact in cultural disharmony, high criminal activity, gang violence, segregated circumstances continue to plague societal imprinting within the constraints that are applied within media. So this could be significant in regards to this message, because this particular area I've seen work in strides to gain change, positive change and impact, but yet they're still being labeled as such. Also, another thing that illuminated when I looked up that particular area code was an air filter regulatory valve came up. Now, sorry, I just wanted to check my phone for the I paused it for a second to get this up. So when I looked up what this does, it's essentially like an air filtration it's got two different purposes. So the first is they filter liquids and particulate matter from the air supply. And the second is they provide smooth, reliable air pressure to some other process or devices within some system. So this is apparently significant for whatever reason, this air filtration regulatory system. And what else came up alongside this is chemicals. Pictures of some chemicals. In particular, the labels on the chemicals were sodium hydroxide, potassium chromate was the main one that came up, and hydrogen peroxide, as well as silica gel self-indicator. So I'm not sure what those are about, but they are significant in regards to today's channel. So something to do with regulatory, an air filter regulatory valve, some chemicals, something to do with labels in societal constructs in neighborhoods that are trying to develop, and that are having some sort of recognized difficulties, as well as gallbladder pain. So some sort of health issue is occurring for somebody, and then also some sort of attack. So we're going to get into this message here. I want to know about what's going on with this attack and what does this all have to do with the rest of it. So Spirit, please show me what I need to know, what we need to know about today's downloads and channels. I do hope everyone is doing well. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I know we are still on break, Christmas break. It's been very busy in our household. We got a new bunny cage. We were putting that together too. So that was the excitement in our house today for our little rabbit. What's going on in this channel, please? So, something about the Nine of Cups in reverse. And strength is influencing that with the Nine of Wands. 2 nines. Whoa, that's too many. That exploded though. Something explosive in regards to this is significant. Could be some form of divination. Death at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So with the Nine of Cups in reverse, and this is in the present positioning, something about vanity is significant here. Something about the need to conceit or an overindulgence of some sort. Self-praise. It could be even significant here in regards to this particular card in the reverse. It's like a teetering on a dangerous zone in regards to their perception of self and the overindulgence of such is what I'm getting from this card. Now, influencing it is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands it's all about recovery. It's about power. It's about health. It's also about success after opposition and after strife, like dealing with strife. And this card is really highlighting something about change, something to do with change. So something to do with something you've changed in your life. Maybe you went through something recently. Maybe you recovered from some form of disservice, something that held you back or took your power away. Maybe you had some health issues that you've overcome. Congratulations if that's so. You've gone through something that's created some sort of strife in your life, and you've had success beyond it. You got through the illness. You got through whatever was taking your power away. You took your power back. You recovered, and you changed something from this. You learned something from this, which probably led you towards the understanding of what you need to change in your life. You know, it's like when we gain illness because let's just say we're not washing our hands, and all of a sudden we get this flu or virus. We learn our lesson that we should have washed our hands. We got this flu or virus. It's something along those lines. Like you went through something and you learned something, and because of that, you've changed something. You've changed some sort of a structure. Now, this Prince of Swords, when I look at this card and when I get this card to me shows divination. This card is somebody who could see things. They have a lot of creative ideas, creative capacities. They're very intelligent. This could be an air sign. But there's something about this card when I'm looking at it today that's about containment, staying contained. If you look at this man, this looks like a man to me. And he's got all these strings that is attached to all these aspects of self. It's like this, and they're through this octahedron shaped prismatic sphere. And they're all attached to this main component here, or these are aspects of this person that have attachments. There's something that is that is containing this person in regards to this. It's like a containment in a placement. It's a containment in a position. And when I think about that, I feel like it's to do with maybe a perception that one has had on somebody, like on themselves, from like when they were a child, then to an adolescent, then to a young adult, then to an older person. It's like We go through these stages and we grow and we evolve through all of it. But there's something about being kept in a space of time that somebody cannot get over in regards to you. So this could be you, or this could be the way you're viewing another. I feel like this could be you. It doesn't have to be an air sign, but this card represents air. So it could be an air sign. Now, yeah, some form of structure, some form of containment that someone is holding over you in regards to who you are today, who you've become, the choices that you've come into. I feel like somebody just can't let it go. I want to clarify this card here. I'm just going to clarify the Prince of Swords, please. Yeah, something about flexibility. Somebody's not flexible in their understanding of things. And the need to clean it up. So if you're finding yourself looking at somebody from your past and you're presently looking at them and you're like, how the hell did that person make it from there to here? This doesn't make any sense to me. This person is like this, this, and this, because you have them contained in your, is it the reticular activating system in your brain, which takes like a screenshot of the last time you've seen someone and you just kind of keep them stuck in whatever you perceive them as in that moment. So if you saw, let's say you have a friend named David, and then you look at David like 10 years ago, and David was at a party and he drank too much, so he looked like a drunk. And so your last time seeing them, David looked like a drunk. And now you're seeing David, and David looks like $1 million. He's doing well. He's got a family. He's moved on in life. And you're wondering, how the hell did this person get here? What's not being understood, what you're not being flexible about, is the understanding that David went through a whole bunch of shenanigans stuff between that last time you saw him to the time that you're seeing them now. And you're not privy to that information, nor should you be. And so you're sitting there in assumption of somebody or judging somebody. This is something that requires you to clean it up. This requires you to take a look at yourself. Like I said in the beginning of the channel, there's a need to reflect on how you're perceiving something, how you're looking at somebody. Do you know the whole story, or are you just making up some bullshit to fit how you last viewed this person? This is very relevant for today's download, for today's understanding, because no place like home at the bottom of the deck. It's very comfortable staying in a space of time and not growing or evolving. But when we're constantly stuck and we stay in space, in this space of time, and we can't move beyond it, or people keep us contained in the space of time and they will not move beyond it, that's not anything to do with the person that you're placing your judgment or your assumptions or your judgments on. This is indicative to who you are at your root. You haven't moved forward. You haven't changed much. You're still in that mindset, is what this is telling me. So something significant about this is relevant for today's download, for today's message. So we're going to see what comes up next. So you may be finding yourself struggling with somebody judging you or assuming something of you that is not true based on somebody's interactions with them and what they say about you, which is not relevant because this person hasn't seen you in, let's say, 2 decades, 4 decades. When I had the download of the space and time that I looked up, I was in my teenage years when I last saw that. So that's what? I'm in my 40s now. 3 decades ago. 3 decades ago. That's 30 years of time that could have gone by that you're still holding someone in that space. 30 years ago. It's kind of ridiculous. Sorry, I'm getting kind of fired up. This feels kind of fiery, this energy. Now I'm going to keep these because this is what I feel, this is what I'm feeling right now in regards to this. So in the past, something to do with the 10 of Swords, something to do with a 3 of Swords, and some fast moving energy. And this is right under happiness reversed, the Nine of Cups reversed, your wish fulfillment, your happy life. So it feels like somebody is very envious of someone. This could be you. Someone's envious of you. Collective. Somebody's envious. I feel like I have both spectrums watching me, so I'm trying to state both sides of the message. So you know what side of what you're on. If this message is resonating for you, if you're on the up and up, you know who you are in this message. And if you're on the down and down, then you know who you are in this message, okay? The Ten of Swords is about ruin. It's about death, really. It's the end of somebody's happiness. There's a lot of envy in this energy, and it's like hyper focused envy. It almost feels like a competition. Like, you can't have that because I don't have that kind of feeling. Like, why do you get that when I've had all this, and this woe is me victim kind of mentality is aligning it. It's almost like with the Three of Swords in alignment with it, it's like somebody went out of their way to try to disrupt something that gave you tremendous happiness. Maybe they looked at you and they felt like you had this, there's like this distorted reality also with the Ten of Swords. It's like this, somebody who's not really playing with a full deck of cards. They're kind of looking at you from some perception, and they haven't fully matured into who they're supposed to be. They're stuck in a dynamic. Is what I mean by that. It's like somebody who maybe doesn't have a fully developed brain yet, somebody who's been through a lot of trauma, somebody that is kind of stuck and they can't seem to get past what has occurred to them in their life through the choices and the spaces that they've received and chosen. And it's like this distorted reality of belief. And I don't know where this is coming from. I feel like there's some form of manipulation or gaslighting. What I'm seeing and what I'm being showed when I'm seeing this card underneath this particular card here is I'm seeing like a relationship that somebody has with their mother, and with not just their mother, but with the female, like the maternal side of their lineage in particular. And there's something devastating in regards to this space for this person who's placed you in this energy collective. So if you've gone through a Ten of Swords where somebody came at you, and you know who this is, for whoever I'm talking to, if this is resonating with you, you know who I'm speaking of. This is somebody that you knew over 3 decades ago. Okay, this is somebody that you knew once upon a time. And this person has skewed you through a vision that's not correct. They never likely have seen you in the correct form of who you are, and they've placed you in some form of distortion. Now, this could be based on some sort of stagnation they received from the maternal side of their lineage in regards to, I don't know what that is. So we could clarify that. What is this maternal lineage distortion? Chop wood. Chop wood. Let me look at that up. I just threw the chop wood card back in my deck, but I'm going to take it. And then all that glitters. Just a second. Let me find it. So the chop wood came out first. It just flipped over in the deck. It stayed very firm in the deck, and I ended up putting it back in. It just felt so solid. So the chop wood is about being grounded in an everyday experience and humility. It's just living your life and being in it and just taking it with what comes. And the all that glitter is a need to see beyond the superficial. It's a desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. It's trying to be something that you're not. It's chasing after every sparkly new thing, and it's being very mercurial. So it's kind of fascinating that these are the two cards that came out, because I feel like these are describing you're the chopped wood and this person that's coming after you is all that glitters. It's like this emphasis on trying to be something that they're not, trying to masquerade as something that they're not, while throwing you under the bus for being authentically who you are, because they can't seem to fathom it. They can't seem to understand it. And there's some sort of neglect going on here in regards to a maternal lineage that's creating this distortion where they feel the need to have to be this way to be in life. Something about that is significant here. And the Three of Swords is about tremendous heartache. It's about unhappiness. It's a lot of disruption, a lot of strife, a lot of absence and separation. And with the fast-moving energy here of the Eight of Wands, this tells me like it's some sort of electric, it's like an embodiment. Like this could be about speech. This could be about what somebody was speaking on you or stating about you. And it's electric. It became alive. It's like somebody saying something irrelevant about you, but creating it to be such an explosive dynamic that it spread like wildfire, is how that feels. So some tremendous gossip could have happened on you in your past. Something that was bold, something that tried to create some sort of freedom for whomever was in that all that glitters energy, because I feel like it was some sort of distortion to take somebody's eye off of you or people's eyes off of you as something genuine and create some sort of distortion so they wouldn't see you in the way that you actually were. So you may have gone through this in your past. Maybe you didn't even realize it, but this person is the reason for it. This Prince of Swords energy is somehow significant here in regards to it. And I feel like it's more of an energy of keeping you contained in some sort of struggle. It's not so much the character. Although that could be significant for some of you as well. If it resonates, it resonates. Let's see what's happened recently. So we have the Star energy. So you've submerged, you've come out of all of this. So maybe you've been in this struggle for some time, or maybe this person that's been laying this on you has had you in this type of struggle, or this idea that you're struggling for some time. Maybe they didn't understand the expansion of whom you are. With the Star card coming out here, you're somebody who inspires a lot of faith, a lot of hope in your day-to-day living. And this is something that is very intriguing to many, and it's a purposeful position to have in life. And maybe that is how you're being seen. You're being seen in this purpose. Maybe you're expressing yourself with more purpose, maybe more of your authentic self is coming out. People are noticing it, are aware of it. And maybe this is something that somebody is not wanting for you. And they're maybe very surprised. And this card also is a divination card for me, the Prince of Swords. So the goal, destiny, positioning could be somebody looking into your future, trying to see or trying to look in as a goal, what's going on here, to figure out what's been happening with you. I'm going to clarify this Star energy, please. A change in the wind. And like I said in the channel, something about a change that you chose because of something you've been through, which could be sickness. It could be some sort of recovery of some sort of experience, such as this foul experience here. Somebody trying to ruin your happiness, somebody trying to take the joy out of you, somebody trying to cause heartbreak. Somebody could have gone as far as to like break up a relationship. I believe the is it the Ten of Swords? I believe the Ten of Swords could be about death. It could be about um, yeah, it could be about the failure of an experience, disruption in some sort of um, some sort of foundation that you may have had control over, or not control over, but fascinating. I just said control over, though. Maybe somebody's trying to gain control over your foundation. Maybe there's something about your foundation and your security, because the Nine of Cups is the and it's in the reverse. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment in the upright. So in the reverse, it's all about somebody being conceited, somebody not really understanding the depth of what's really going on here. It's only in their self overindulgence, self praise, self understanding of that they could perceive things. So maybe the understanding of how you can get beyond something doesn't make sense to them. Excuse me, my throat really is acting up, really dry. This whole channel. Like a tickle. Let me see what the change of wind is here. Yeah, so the number 45 could be significant here. A sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the wind will blow. So, you're sitting there in your star energy, and on the other side of it is somebody who was not anticipating that you would be able to get up and out of something. So whatever they did to you in your past, whether that be destroy your family, destroy your relationship, break your heart, try to intercede somehow on something that was beautiful for you, or what they perceived as beautiful for you, as a construct, and their viciousness in creating the Eight of Wands energy by spinning out of control whatever they desired about this, to create this type of containment for you. To see you now thriving and standing in the star energy is kind of, I think, a blow to the gut. I feel like they just did not see that coming. Oh well. Let's move on. We grow, we evolve, right? Okay, so what's the future of this energy? I had this come out here. So we have a Two of Cups union, and we have the Universe card. So this is pretty promising future energy here. Some sort of union coming into play, some sort of love in relationship. It could be platonic or otherwise, but some sort of joy, some sort of harmony in regards to this card here, the Two of Cups. And this is to do with the Universe card as well, which is the end of whatever it was. It's now the new beginning. Like, you've finished a cycle. This has been coming out pretty prevalent in my reads lately. I feel I've seen these cards in other readings recently. Actually, I think my last reading had the Star and the Universe card in it as well. So maybe a relation, not sure. But yeah, so something in regards to you completing a cycle, you've changed your perception, you're moving into greater waters that maybe were always supposed to be there for you, just considering that somebody got in the way and mucked something up for you in regards to the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and then this fast-moving Eight of Wands energy. So this is done. Whatever this is, it's done. Whatever construct this was for you is done, and you've moved past it. You may have gotten sick from this. You may have had a hard time pulling yourself up and out of this. And I feel like that person, whoever that is, got great pleasure of this. But you're still very authentic in who you are. And because you're authentic in who you are, and because you're here and you're being your authentic self, I feel like the stars are shining upon you. And this is why you're rising into one with the stars. You're meant to be here. You're here for purpose. Your purpose is likely something that is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Contagious. Like your presence is very contagious. It's very, and it's in a good way. It's a good way. It's not a bad illness that you're going to give. It's a contagious, beautiful, loving, joyful, inspires hope, brings in faith, brings in some sort of renewal for others. And that is why it is so important that you're here. And the reason why I know that is because you have the Two of Cups following it up in the future energy, as well as the universe. So you're done and you're ready to move into a new transition here of whatever this was. Let's see here. What else? So we have a Four of Swords, current positioning. Excuse me, hermit environment. High Priestess. Okay. So with the Four of Swords, it's just telling me that you're resting, you're recovering from whatever it is that you've been through. And that's your current status. Like, it's your current state. It's a vibe that's stretched from the past into the future, and it's permitted. It's a beautiful restoration of peace after the war. It feels like a washing over of peace. It feels like a washing over of joy from the peace. It feels very profound, whatever this is that you might be experiencing at this time. So for whomever this is for, this is well deserved and well overdue, this experience. And you might be feeling, because I also understand this energy, and I get the sense that you might also be feeling a form of maybe a PTSD or CPTSD from this experience. And I'm getting it from All Eyes on Me. I just heard All Eyes on Me. Tupac, I think there's a song, All Eyes on Me. I'm not going to sing it. I don't know the lyrics. I can't think of them right now, but All Eyes on Me is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing all these eyeballs. And I feel like whatever distortion this was of the past, and when I think about the energy of it, and I don't think people think like this necessarily. Well, I know people don't think like this. I'm going to spew this out here. When you talk shit about somebody, okay, when you express something malevolent about somebody, to somebody, that energy sticks like an attachment from you to that person. There's an energetic component of attachment. So whatever it is that you're spewing out about another is attached to you permanently until resolved. And by resolved, I mean coming clean about it, speaking the truth of it. So when it's something that's talking shit about somebody and you're connecting it to another to try to change another's perception, there's not only the intentions that you place out as the untruth, but now there's also this deliverance of twisting fate for somebody. So you're misaligning that person, energetically speaking, out of a space they should be in. And that space could have involved the particular person you're speaking towards about. So if you are meant to have a journey with somebody and somebody went out of their way to spread shit about you, that person who started that bullshit, they have affiliations now with guilt, shame, everything that they wished upon you as the energy they're going to receive. It's going to be stuck on them, karmically speaking. Now, spreading that out, that ill intention out, what I see is it attaches like spider webs. And that's kind of what this Prince of Cups card, like you see all the attachments here. It's like this person spreading shit to somebody here about somebody. And you see it goes back here and it attaches to something else. This is a sphere and it illuminates something and it ejects it, it enhances it towards another person's sphere. Well, that person hears something as well about this dynamic, and it's attached to another person, and so on and so forth. So we got the telephone game happening, right? Now, everybody who played a role in this type of experience will either go along with the experience and believe it and then spread it the same, they also have that same attachments, as well as the distortion of their fate. Because it may have been fated that that person was in alignment with the one person that was being spoken about behind their back. So this goes on and so forth. And what I'm getting by this truce here is all of the energetic components in regards to whatever this person has done to you was very severe, and it was too much. And I think it got out of control. And it may have distorted your energetic field, having that many people spreading lies and gossip about you, talking about you in a way that was just not correct. It was not in the upright of who you are. It's all illuminating now. I feel like a chain reaction is occurring, because when I look at the Four of Swords, it's all about peace beyond war. And like I see all of these like explosions happening, right? It's like somebody was lied to about you, and they're now seeing the truth of it. And it's like I hear one by one, each person that was told a lie to is now going to understand the significance of that. And they're going to formulate their own understanding of it depending on where they are in their life. So whomever was speaking ill on you is feeling some sort of heat or friction about who you are being in the star position here. Because this star position is illuminating the opposite of what was said about you. You're not that person. And this is inspiring in the environment of whatever this chaos energy was, whatever this 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 8 of Wands energy was about you, trying to destroy your life, trying to destroy your happiness, trying to destroy and distort who you are, authentically speaking. People are now in hermit mode. They're now reflecting. They're reflecting back possibly 3 decades or more, place it where it fits. They're reflecting. They're going inward about what was received. So it's like what was received here. You see them clenching this light, the same light. If you look here, the same type of light reflections here, but this is a little bit more of a solid structure. You see the sun in the center here? Something's being illuminated. So they're grasping this, and they're seeing the snake. They're seeing the truth. They're seeing in the dark all that was illuminated about you. I feel like there's something significant there. So what's hermit mode? Clarify the hermit mode. What's being seen? What's this reflecting? Yeah. So we have co-create, but it was in the reverse. So like somebody created maybe with another person, co-create. Somebody created with another person, co-create. Somebody could have created this lie, this plan with somebody else. But I'm also seeing an owl, and I'm also seeing, I'm not sure if this is a cheetah or a jaguar. I have a hard time telling the difference, but there's a large mammal here. And then we have an egg down here. Oh, what's this here? Something's blurry, but it feels like here there's structures of conversations happening here. Ghosts like of the past haunting somebody. The owl is what's done in the dark is can be seen in the dark. The cheetah is the strength and the power. The strength card, the 9 of wands, is really illuminating here with that particular animal. And then it was, maybe there was a co-creation. Maybe there's a child involved in this structure. Maybe there is something that happened to your happy family. Maybe you had a family and something got in the way and distorted, someone got in the way and distorted it. And there might even be like a child that came out of this concept, this understanding. Maybe somebody cheated. Maybe some sort of construct like that occurred. This is what I'm getting from this particular card, co-create. And then why? Because the co-create was in the upside down. So whatever it was that they tried to co-create on you didn't work, didn't evolve. And now it's like, but why? Why do that? And you have this book with angel wings coming out of it with all these question marks. Like, why did someone do that? They're not reflecting. They're not reflecting. And so people are looking at it like, why would you say such a thing about so-and-so? Why would you say, like, maybe they said that you couldn't have children, now you have children. Maybe they said, I don't know, they said something about you. And people are really questioning it now. And something is in the works with the Three of Discs. Excuse me. Yeah, with the Three of Discs, this is in the emotions. So there's something coming forward with the emotions here that's causing someone to be in their emotions about something that's being created for you. This could be something to do with paid employment, like maybe you're going to be offered a job positioning or some sort of upgrade to the position that you're in. Maybe your business is going to start to flourish. Maybe somebody slandered your business and now your business is going to be sought out after. Maybe there's some sort of transaction that's leading up right now, like a commercial transaction. Somebody could be constructing a way to move forward to make amends, to apologize for their misunderstandings of you, and maybe they're reflecting on this, and they're seeing that the only way to move forward in this new year is to come clean with what has been done. Maybe they're seeing that, hopefully it's the main person that's done this to you that's seeing this, is able to reflect upon this and come forward and apologize for it and show up in a way that they never ever could. And it's not saying that what they did is okay, but it's a good step towards helping the healing process. I feel, we can have all this disservice happen to us, and it's best to forgive and move on. And it's not forgiving in the sense that you're okay with what was done. It's never going to be okay. Whatever happened, right? But it's to just let it go in the form of energetically. You don't need to hold on to any more of that energy. You've held that energy for so long that it created so much stagnation, so much potential illness for you, disservicing experiences for you, because certain people in a construct of your fate were removed because of somebody's ill understanding of you, distorted understanding of you, manipulated understanding of you. And you're really illuminating as the High Priestess here. You're very intuitive, you're very connected, you're very concise in the understanding and the information that you get. And people are seeing this. You're very clearly not what was said about you. You're very perceptive. You're on point. I just heard on point. And you have, you've gone through a lot. You don't get to the stage of the High Priestess without going through something. You've gone through a lot and you've changed a lot. And you've gone through a lot of ups and downs, fluctuations. And you're coming to a point where you're learning balance in your life in regards to what serves you and what does not serve you. And I feel like this was the hardest lesson to understand. But you've achieved this status because of it. And people are in their feels about it because you're cultivating on who you are authentically. And these people, whoever this is that has done this to you in your past, this collective of people, this collective. So there could be a lot of people that embarked on this. There might have been a group that was involved. Clarify the Three of Discs, please. All that glitters in reverse. The masks are off. Landed on the Hermit. Masks are off. They're reflecting on your happy. Why is she so happy? Maybe someone said you weren't happy. Why is she so happy if that's such a bad thing that she's been going through, such a terrible time? It's the here and now. It's finally time for this event to come forward. The doors of open of the present. They get the past one way and the future another way. And you're here in victory mode. There's lots of hearts and love. You're cracking out of a shell, some existence that someone put you in. You cannot look away. This is not something you can hide from. I wouldn't be surprised if people are being and then there's regeneration at the bottom of the deck. It's like soulmates. Yeah, it's like you're being revived from a time of your life that was just really meant to take you down, and you're being completely revived, and everybody's seeing it. That's what this looks like. It's very much a positive message here, on a spectrum for you, collective. If you've had all this occur to you in the past, and you've made changes and you're moving into a new direction, and maybe you're not quite 100% certain of where your direction is leading you, but you just have hope and faith. You know that this is where your purpose is. This is where you're to go, and this is likely the opposite of what you have been doing in the past because of the directions that were thrown at you, because of the events that took place from the created turmoil that was placed upon you. It's like that energetic tie. All those ties are now cut off. They're done, and they've settled, and now they're coming into this place of like their brain is like, I just see synapses like just going off. People just really understanding the energetic component of what has occurred, and they're now reflecting about all that has happened, and they're thinking about their way of cultivating movement forward, either towards you, to make amends with you, to move away, whatever it is. There's some sort of something that is obtainable here, physically manifesting, like the channel said. Something is manifesting. Something that somebody manifested on you has now flipped over and is manifesting on them. The 9-9, the 9 in the reverse for somebody, and the 9 in the upright for you. Yeah, there's a lot of change and a lot of depth in the construct of making a choice. And you might have a lot of people in their feels about it. You have a lot of people awakening to a lot of lies. You have a mixed batch of understanding. And that's okay, because that's where it is. You're still being your authentic self, and that's all that really matters, is that you're being you, that you're moving forward as you, and you're going to keep spreading this hope and this beautiful faith that you carry in your heart and your soul, and you're going to have people in their feels about it, and you're going to have people loving you, and there's no stopping your movement forward, because this is, I feel, destined. With the world, the universe card, the 2 of Cups, ending in the High Priestess. This feels like it's destined. Clarify the High Priestess. Building blocks. And then you have Observer in the reverse. You have people in their feels. They're watching you. They're watching your every move under the moon. What is she doing? What is he doing? Why are they doing that? What are they building now? You have people in their feels. These same people that couldn't see you in the light of who you are, they still can't see you in the light of who you are, because they're stuck at a specific point in time in their brain. They can't move past it for some reason. And that's their cycle, not yours. Round and round. Upside down. Round and round. No more. The cycle's done. You've arrived. I also want to place in here just something that came to my awareness earlier today that could be significant as well for here. Maybe for some of you, maybe this is something that might be helpful. Sometimes in life, I have to use this as an example. It's like we have children, and our environments that we choose in our lives. Like sometimes we grew up in harsh environments. Myself, there was some mental illness in the environment, and there was addictions in the environment. And, I've come to understand there's a lot of distortion that I couldn't quite see till I got out of there and got older and had some experiences. We're not getting into that. We all have these experiences in life that lead us to have to live our lives a certain way, right? And this is what molds and shapes us into who we are. Some of us go through hard knocks, and some of us have easier flowing lives. At least this is maybe perceptions that people have, right? We all go through hardship. Now, if you're somebody that's an adult, and let's say you grew up in a harsh environment, and you're finding yourself combative with somebody in your life that you love, let's say, the emotions get high, like you're having an experience with your partner, and you're not upset at them, but you're expressing upset in some circumstance that you're leaning on them towards for support, because that's your go-to peep. Could be a best friend, could be a partner, lover, whatever. Place it where it fits, because this is relevant for some people here. And like you're just expressing the stress of what you're going through. Maybe you've been in this Ten of Swords, Three of Swords here, Eight of Wands energy, okay? And like you're just getting out of it. You're just starting to figure out your peace and your stability here. You're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to let it go. You're trying to move forward and heal from it. You've been doing the work, and but something occurs, and emotionally speaking, and mentally speaking, your thoughts go out of control. They spiral back into what you've been through. So trauma, PTSD, some sort of triggering moment happens where you get spiraled back into this space of time that you don't live in anymore, but you just can't help but connect to it in whatever this instance is. This is a learning point for you right now when this happens. Now, let's say, you express your emotions at this time to your friend, but they're also equally raised in an environment, or they are raised in an environment where there may have been some discord as well. Maybe they don't have the CPST. Maybe they had somebody take over that energy for them. Like they were sheltered from such energies. So they're not quite able to adapt to the energy that you're heightening with the trigger. And then you're coming out with emotionally hoping for some sort of, and you're not attacking, but it comes across as an energetic component of severity. Now, this person that you're speaking to maybe doesn't have that same understanding, because they maybe didn't go through a lot of trauma, or maybe they did, and their trauma was just sheltered from them. So they retaliate on you, feeling like you're attacking them because they can't process what's going on with you physically, mentally, emotionally, because they themselves have had that type of process taken from them from somebody else who decided to take it on. This might be making sense for somebody here. So if this is the case, you need to have this understanding, and you have to be patient with, if you're wanting to communicate with this person in future, an understanding and an expression of this experience. Because if you're finding yourself combating with someone, because I feel like somebody here is combating with somebody, and you're hitting heads and you're fighting, and you feel like it's because they're attacking you, but you're realizing that they're not attacking you, like after the conversation happens, just an understanding of the depths of what you have lived. And this is all leading back to the understanding of reflection. Reflection is really important. It's really important. And it's not reflecting on another, it's reflecting on your own experience and what actually happened and why we can't connect to something. And there's no shame, and there's no scolding here. It's just a reality of what has been and what is to become. And if there's nobody reflecting, if you're not able to move forward and connect to all the aspects of what's occurring in your day-to-day life, in your relationships, in your understandings, if you're finding yourself combating every single person you meet because you feel like you're being attacked, but the reality is you just have to reflect on what you're actually feeling, because you're feeling an intensity that you were sheltered from at some point. And because you were sheltered, you don't have the guard to understand how to protect yourself from it because somebody else did that for you. So there's an importance here to reflect on what's going on, to feel the energy and just see, is it yours? Is it theirs? Is it directed at you? And what you can do to implement forward. It might take some time, so you're going to want to do this with somebody that you love and that you trust. These are closer relationships I'm speaking about, not just people that you meet every day. Although this understanding will help you develop into the connections with the people that you meet every day. I don't know if that made any sense for any of you, but that's just what came to my awareness that I should share. So I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to leave this reading here. I feel like all the information came out the way that it was supposed to come out. So there was a lot of toxicity in the past that could have created a lot of explosions, a lot of change, a lot of change in directions for you and your purpose. And what's coming into understanding is that you have closed the cycle, you've moved on, and you're coming out of it, and you are the star, and you're shining, and you're just being your authentic self, and you're moving forward in your life, loving up on yourself and learning to love up on yourself and just be who you're here to be, regardless of what anybody says. And you have a lot of people feeling bad about what they've done to you in the past and reflecting upon all of it. And it's leading into something, I don't know what this is going to be, but it feels really good. And it's like some sort of collaboration of a positive nature moving forward. And you might still have some haters. That's okay. You're just going to continue to be, you're not here to please everybody, right? You have a purpose and you're here to align with those in alignment with your purpose. And that's it. So, thank you for sharing space, guys. Until next time, take care.